What's up, guys? Welcome back to Kitchen Court Cases, where we watch court in my kitchen. And tonight, I have a really cute exchange in traffic court down in Thurston County. I hope you enjoy.
So if you're here for a court hearing, that means you got a traffic ticket of some sort. Anytime you ever get a traffic ticket, you have a number of options. Just pay the ticket, or you can ask for what's known as a contested hearing, which I think you've all asked for contested hearing. Contested hearing takes a position. You did not commit the infraction. You want to come to court and fight the ticket. What happens then is I review the police report. I have you review the police report. I'll swear you in. I'll hear from you. Following that, I make a determination one way or the other as to whether or not the infraction has been committed. Can also ask for what's known as a mitigation hearing. Mitigation takes a position that you did commit the infraction, but you want to explain the circumstances for the purpose of reducing the fine. You tell me what happens. I decide if or how much the ticket will get reduced. There's another option, which is not on the back of the ticket, called a traffic deferral. You can defer or set over traffic tickets for a period of 6 months. If you stay ticket free during that 6 month period, at the end of 6 months, ticket gets dismissed, stays off your record, does not get reported to insurance, and that's pretty much the end of it. Deferrals are a flat rate of $150. And there are certain tickets, either by court policy or statute, that we don't defer. And if you have a commercial driver's license, that makes you automatically not eligible for a traffic deferral. And I'll explain why if that particular exception applies to you. So, I always go through all the options because a lot of people don't know about traffic deferrals. Just want to make sure that everyone's aware of all of their options. Mr. Schmidt, come on up and take a seat. Okay. You're here for two things: no insurance, as well as not having or having out-of-date tabs, basically. And so these are always usually pretty cut and dry. You either had insurance or you didn't. If you can show to me that you did have insurance when you were contacted by law enforcement, then the ticket will get dismissed. And we can talk about the tabs. If you've had the tabs replaced, then we can reduce that quite a lot. So did you wish to proceed with the contested, or do you want to talk about whether you had insurance or not, or in a tab, or where are we at on that?
I want to talk about if there's a prosecutor.
There is not.
Oh, there is not a prosecutor here.
And they do not need to appear. And Thurston County Prosecutor's Office has chosen not to appear on infractions. The court rules provide that I can rely on police reports, which I have in front of me, and I can, if you had a chance to review your police report.
I requested discovery over 60 days ago, over 2 months,
okay,
almost 3 months ago.
Okay, hang on just a minute.
So I can't.
Did you get
I can't plead without.
Okay. Hang on just a second.
Without that.
Can you let me speak for a minute?
Pardon me?
Can you let me speak for a minute?
Yeah.
Did you get a discovery? Did anybody send anything to you?
No.
Okay. Based on the discovery violation, this case will be dismissed and you're free to go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There's a signed order. Can I get a copy of that?
There's not going to be a signed order. No, there will be a docket entry. And so the case will be dismissed.
Okay. Based on your word, I'll act on that.
I'm glad someone's taking my word today.
Pardon me?
I'm glad someone is taking my word today.
Well, good.
Okay, you may go.
I'm glad I could please you.
Here in court, who's here? Are you here for 2 o'clock hearing, ma'am? What's your name?
Barbie, Barbee.
Got it. And then you, sir, are you here for Denton? Okay. So on the Zoom call, I'm going to start with Ms. Blanchard, Devin Blanchard.
Yes. Hi.
And you're here
Honor.
for a speeding ticket?
Yes, sir.
How did you wish to proceed here today?
I was hoping for the deferral option. I didn't know about it at the time that I had sent in my ticket,
Okay.
and then I discovered it later. So
You are eligible for a deferral. It's $150, which is a bit more than your ticket, but to some people it's worth it to keep it off their record. You
Yes,
can
sir.
access the deferral form on the Thurston County District Court website. And
Yes, sir.
then you have 90 days to complete that, or 90 days to complete that and get the $150 in. This will be dismissed in 6 months.
And then, thank you, sir. And when it's officially dismissed, will I receive written correspondence of that?
No,
or...
you won't. It'll just be dismissed as just like that previous gentleman. Everyone's doubting my word today. No, it'll be
No, sir.
It'll be dismissed as a matter of course, there, ma'am.
Okay. I've never had a speeding ticket before, so this
All right,
is
you're
brand
free.
new
You're free to
territory.
leave.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Goodbye, Mr. Is it how do I say your name? Kooi. Is it Cooey?
That's Coy.
Coy. I apologize for that.
That's okay.
And then you're here on what's known as a show cause hearing.
Okay. I a little confusing, but it's okay.
You would ask for a mitigation hearing, is that correct? And then
Yeah, I got a job at Green Hill and their training was pretty intense. And if I skipped a day, I would have lost out. I had to start all over. So it was kind of a, which one do I take? And obviously the job's the one you want to take.
all right.
So I
Well, we
appreciate
can-
you letting me have another hearing.
And it looks like you posted a hearing on, so yes, we can have the mitigation hearing right now. So mitigation says, yeah, you agree that you committed the infraction and there was a late fee tacked on that. We'll remove that.
I
You
appreciate that.
posted some money to get here. And
Yes.
so that will be credited against any fine, but what happened out there?
Well, it's actually right where Tumwater hits 60 to, it goes from 70 to 60 right in Tumwater. My car, which I tried to show the officer, my car actually shows me the max speed of the day, and it was actually 76, and I was hitting my arrow down because it's adaptive cruise control, and he said he clocked me at 79, and I said, well, I hate to tell you, but my car says I was going 76, and I tried to show him, but and he did some damage to my car, leaning against it, and put his gun. He scratched the side of my car with his gun, and I was like trying to be nice to him. I don't have a scratch on my car, but he, I just took the ticket and said, I'll just take it to court because I had proof that I was going 76. And it was right where you slow down, and I was slowing down by adaptive cruise control. So that's pretty much all that happened. And actually on that drive, I just found out that I was going to be a grandpa, my daughter and so it was like, it was pretty intense drive. And I apologize. I mean, if I was speeding, if we want to count it as 60, but I was slowing down.
All right. So again, I'll remove the late fee. I'll reduce the ticket to the ticket will be reduced to 95. I think you posted like $33, something like that. That'll be credit against that. I think your remaining will be somewhere in the 60s.
No problem.
And then you're free to leave. That you need to contact Thurston County District Court and then make arrangements to get that paid within the next 30 days.
I will pay it as soon as we get off the phone, Your Honor.
Thank you. And you're free to go.
Thank you, sir.
And then understanding of what's happening there, Mr. Thomas? And you're muted, so I need you to unmute yourself. Mr. Thomas, can you hear me? Wave your hand if you can hear me. Okay, I need you to unmute yourself. You could, Mr. Denton. Click on the microphone.
There we go, sir.
All right, so you're here for a few things. Failure to yield, as well as no insurance. Do you have insurance now?
I'm still working on it. I just started working again, sir.
So I can, without insurance, there's not a lot I can do. Either I can reset this for a period of time to give you an opportunity to get insurance. Do you want to do that? Those are expensive tickets. All right.
Yes, sir.
Your mailing address still,
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll reset this whole thing out, maybe 3 months or 120 days or so. You come back with insurance, you'd save yourself a fair amount of money.
Yes, sir.
You're free to go there.
Thank you.
Ms. Byrd Hoffman, looks like
Yes.
you're here for a speeding ticket.
Yes,
And then how did you wish to proceed here today? Were you present when I gave options like the deferral and mitigation and contested and all of that?
yes.
Okay. How did you wish to proceed here today?
I probably would like the deferral, but there was mitigating circumstances that I tried to explain to the officer.
What were those?
That I told him I was trying to get away from that red car, and I pointed to the car, and he just ignored me and said, I need your license and registration and insurance. So I gave that to him. Took a minute for me to find it. And then he came back and handed me the ticket. And there was a car that had been like right on my tail end. And if I sped up, he would speed up. And if I changed lanes, he'd change lanes. And I was scared to death. So I tried going really fast to get away from him. And then we passed the officer. And
Right.
so I thought he was going to help me, the officer, and instead he didn't even really speak to me.
So ma'am, what I'm going to give you a couple of choices here. You're here in speeding ticket. As low as I can go on these is 95. I'll give you the choice of what do you want to do. You can reduce this to 95 and then it'll be a committed infraction, or you are eligible for a deferral. You can have the deferral and then for 150, it disappears entirely in 6 months. One
Okay,
speeding ticket, 5 over, which I don't see any other speeding ticket, which is generally not the end of the world. Some people will just pay the ticket and save their deferral for the second time, but some people it's really important to keep their record clean. It doesn't look like you have any problem with keeping your record clean, but it's up to you as to how you want to proceed here.
I would keep my record clean.
All right. So the deferral form you can get off the Thurston County District Court website, and that needs to be filled out and completed, and the $150 received within 90 days.
All right, thank you.
You're free to leave the Zoom call there.
All right, thank you so much.
And then Ms. Give me just a second here. Ms. Barbie.
Yep.
Do you get a chance to review your police report?
Yes, I sure did.
And then you wish to contest? Contest says, I didn't do this. And then I'll review the review report. I'll swear you in, and then we go from there.
Okay.
So you still wish to contest?
Well, I'm kind of like, I don't know here, because this is a little weird for me. Like, I had literally just got clocked in.
Okay, so hang on. But I don't want you to start telling me about what
Right,
happened out there
okay.
until you tell me how you want to approach it. Contesting
Yeah.
says, I didn't do this. I swear you in. I hear from you, then I make a decision one way or the other as to whether or not the infraction is committed.
Yeah.
So but mitigation says, yeah, I did it for however long. I didn't have my seatbelt on, and some people, but I just want to explain what happened for the purpose of reducing the fine. You can do that. I need to know which way you want, and then it'll be a committed infraction, but spoiler alert, it will get reduced. And, it's kind of I need some input from you as to how you want to proceed here. And then I'll let you tell me your story, but I need to know whether we're doing mitigation or contested.
Right. Well, I want to contest it.
Raise your right hand, please. You swear and affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Correct.
You can put your hand down. Now you may go ahead. Tell me what, and I have the police report
Right.
in front of me.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I literally pulled out of the parking lot, and I was on Marvin Road. I don't know if you know where that's at.
I do.
Right there by McDonald's. I actually work in that parking lot. I pulled out of the intersection, and I was putting my seatbelt on as I was taking a left back into the McDonald's parking lot. And then he followed me all the way into the McDonald's parking lot and then turned his lights on as I was taking my seatbelt back off. So when he refers to saying that I wasn't wearing my seatbelt as I was,
Well, it sounds to me like you just told me you didn't have your seatbelt on for a period of time. You were putting it on as you were turning up back into the parking lot. Is that accurate or no?
right.
So you didn't have it on when you were out there on the road. Was that,
Well, I was putting it on.
but you, okay. You need to have it on before you move at all.
Okay.
Okay? You understand that?
Uh-huh.
Anything further?
No.
All right. You know, based on your testimony combined with what's in the report, I will enter a finding of committed. And I'll reduce it and I'll knock it down just because it looks like you got another one of these. I'm just seeing here right now, a couple of months later. You need to wear your seatbelt.
Yeah,
now.
and it's the same exact case. And that wasn't
so
even
we're
the
not
case.
talking
I
about
was
that?
actually wearing my seatbelt during
Okay,
that time.
that's a different one. That's not in front of me here right now. But based on what you just told me, it'll be, you requested a hearing on that?
Correct.
Okay, then you'll get another court date for that. And then this one will be 95 and you can take it to the window and set up payment arrangements outside.
Okay.
Come on up here, ma'am. And how did you wish to proceed, Mr. Denton?
I'd like to contest it.
Okay. You got a chance to review your police report there?
Yes, sir.
Raise your right hand, please. You swear and affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You can put your hand down and go ahead.
Well, really, the only reason I contested it is because I couldn't, the ticket he had given me, I could only see partial of the information. His printer or whatever would cut half of this off. And so I couldn't even see whether the information that he had put on the ticket, and I didn't notice it until it was late at night. It was like 10 o'clock at night. So until he had left. And so,
I mean, do you have it now? And so, I mean,
this was not the one. When he gave it to me, all this was black, like it was running out of ink, like his printer was running out of ink, and it cut off my half of my address, the driver's license number. And so that's why checking it and seeing if any of the information that he had input was wrong, I couldn't even tell that much because.
but I mean, the electronic version that was filed is what you have there now. And so, because his printer didn't work, that doesn't mean that's the infraction.
Okay. Well, that was my whole reason for contesting it, is because I thought when you got a physical ticket, all words and everything needs to be legible to you to be able to make a informed decision whether you want to contest it or not, right? I mean, if all your information's there, then you can tell whether they messed something up. And
well, they don't get the police report. The police report you don't get until you come to court or ask for it. And so the infraction is something, again, because their printer didn't work, doesn't mean it didn't happen here. And so you got notice of it, you got the infraction. And so that's not a basis for me to find it not committed, really, to be blunt with you.
I got you.
Okay. But given the fact that you showed up, I'll cut you a break on the price.
I appreciate that.
I'll reduce it to 95, given that you showed up here. And
thanks, sir.
Yeah. And you can take that to the window and set up.
Well, guys, what did you think about that? We started off with a bang with Mr. Schmidt, who seemed to be on a warpath, but lucky for him, dismissed because the paperwork was not right. And then, I mean, it felt like we ran the whole gamut there. Anyways, I love Thurston County. I love this court. I would love to hear what you guys thought about that down in the comments below. Please go ahead and like the video. Don't be a dick. And have a great night. Talk to you soon. Bye.